Tohru Honda is still the greatest imperfect character. As someone who has lost a lot, she is never filled with hatred, but rather is full of compassion towards others. Her life is filled with love because Tohru gives people the love they deserve. In return, these people look at Tohru with such hopeful eyes because she was able to give them what they had yearned for. But Tohru still has her moments in which she also remembers her pain and has this distant look in her eyes. She is still someone who can cry when things get hard, but she is not afraid to speak out against the things that are hurting her friends. It is Tohru's childhood that influenced her to be the person she is today. Tohru lost her father when she was too young to remember anything. And to preserve the memory of her father, she took on his mannerism of speaking politely to protect what little memory that exists. When Tohru's father had passed, her mother became so overwhelmed with grief that she didn't take care of Tohru for months, and leaving her to be taken care of by her father-in-law, who only comes to visit from time to time. During this moment of grieving, Tohru's mother was neglectful and Tohru felt absolutely powerless in the face of her mother. She almost leaves Tohru behind when she tries to jump over a bridge. When she was left behind, Tohru really thought she had lost her own mother for good. So when her mother made it back, she had realized how lonely she was and that she really didn't want to be left behind. As time went by though, Tohru lived life to the fullest with her mother and captured the hearts of many people. Those who are around Tohru considers her to be dumb and even a scatterbrain at times, but she is truly someone who spreads love. There are still some times when Tohru does get hurt by people's words, yet she doesn't let it get to her and continues to go above and beyond for everyone. Tohru does fall into doubt and puts on a happy smile to deter people from seeing her in such a state. Although Tohru Honda is never seen with negative feelings, she does hold a lot of pain and regret. The regret of not saying "have a good trip" to her mother before she died in the accident, the hurt of being told by someone she loves that they're disappointed in her, and the feeling of not being able to mourn for her father because she can't remember him. And then there's her relationship with many of the Somas who often consider her a friend, sister, and even at times a mother. She is a constant reminder to them that there is light and that darkness is not all there is to the world. To the Zodiacs, she is a pure being who is incapable of hating them and is someone who would protect them against dark times. Sometimes, Tohru seems too pure and reminds some of them that they are truly dirty. This comparison is seen with Akito, who is the moon to Tohru's sun, the dark to the light, but never a comparison between good versus evil. Akito is known as someone who would spread darkness, but is someone who does not know what being loved felt like. On the other hand, Tohru did know how to love and be loved. When they first meet, it's a struggle for Akito to see Tohru as a generous being, because admitting that would mean that she was wrong her entire life. And as a result, Akito is so adamant in seeing Tohru stay in her place to never be a part of the Zodiac and being an outsider. To Akito, the Zodiacs are hers to control and all of their being is hers to use or toss aside. Akito was told by her father that she was someone special, that she was meant to be loved, but she failed to understand that in order to be loved, Akito also had to give her love in return. This was what Tohru was capable of doing. Due to Akito's upbringing, she was never capable of giving love, which is why she is seen as a mirror image to Tohru. Tohru may seem foolish, but her pure intentions helped Akito to see her wrongdoings and even inspires her to move on from her past. Tohru reminds Akito that she is not the villain, but rather someone who was misunderstood and failed to learn about love. And so, both of them would come to learn that they are simply people who should be living the life they deserve. Tohru is oftentimes too pure for this world, and people would come to take advantage of that. She is often compared to the foolish traveler of a children's story found in the series. In the story, a traveler visits different places, and in these places, the people would ask them for help. Being a kind yet foolish traveler, they gave everything to each person they passed by. Finally, they are left with only a head with no eyes, and it seems that everyone has taken everything from the traveler. Nonetheless, the traveler was happy that they were able to help, even if they had nothing left in the end. This reminds people of Tohru in the sense that she is someone who would freely give away pieces of herself to make others feel happy without receiving anything in return. Her generosity would be taken advantage of, and she would not be given the happiness she deserves. Now there are people by her side who would protect her just as she did for them. Thanks to her kindness, the Somas were kept from falling into despair. Her smile would light up a darkly lit room and soothe any troubled soul. To this day, I think that Tohru is a perfectly written character who has flaws, making her the most relatable character, and is someone we should all strive to become.